Welcome. I started this recording at 11 minutes past 9, this Friday the 28th. Can't ignore these little signs, these little numbers. Wow, what a week it's been. I made that walking video on Monday, and the wind started to pick up as I was making that video, and so Tuesday, Wednesday, and right through Thursday, and even sort of during the night, it's been more or less on and off rain and more rain and wind, feeling really cold. I'll show you, it's probably the best way around. It's just amazing that any of these seedlings have survived. Just shows how resilient nature is. And some more here, and this pear tree starting to get its first flowering, signs of new growth for this year, and the magnolia tree is coming into bloom. Let's turn the I don't know if you can hear the fast flowing stream in the background right down in the bottom of the valley there. I can't even show it. I walked down there and started making a video. It just didn't go right. I ended up pausing when I thought I was recording, so I thought we'll start again. So cut to the chase, this video. It's from how it's going to be a personal testimony how today has started for me about an hour ago. I woke up about 8 o'clock. And I spent about 2 hours yesterday, I think it was. I managed to clear a bit of growth down at the bottom there, ready to plant potatoes. So it's hardly been a strenuous time. If anything, it's been a little bit frustrating with not being able to get on because of the adverse weather. And wow, when that sun goes behind a cloud, it's certainly chilly again. But they're passing clouds and the sun will come back. So today, I woke up in bed and the body just feels like it's turned to lead. All the joints in my fingers are aching. All the movements at the moment feel really painful. These last 3 nights I've gone to bed before 9 o'clock in the evening, and I've been pretty much in bed for between 12 and 15 hours, just feeling tired. So I suspect that many of you will be going through something similar. So what is it? I would say this physical body is experiencing is something to do with this eclipse and changes. Perhaps it's a reorientation of the internal structure that I'm going through, but of course physically it can feel uncomfortable, it can feel painful. Even now, holding this phone, it's like my hand is, it's aching. But it's one of these things, you just sit through it. It does feel unpleasant. I remember this body got diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, and it's like I ran with that script, and obviously I accepted that, and then from my own thoughts, it created it into the body, as it were. But I've sort of, since I've been here in the Algarve, I've very much ignored it and pushed against it and push through and just do as much as I can. it would be nice if this avatar was about 20 years younger, and a lot more energy and about it, but it is what it is, and going through some sort of transformation. So even though the sun's come out, I still feel a bit cold here. So the back, everything just aches. It's like the body's got turned to lead. It's a really strange feeling, but I know it'll pass. It's nothing life-threatening or anything. But I felt that normally with the pattern of these things, if I'm feeling it, when I start talking to people or asking around, I find that many are also feeling the same symptoms in some way. So where this is going to go, how this is going to end up, I've really no idea. I'm just reporting this as I'm going through the experience. There was no plan to make a video, but I thought this is worth sharing, because if I can put your mind to rest, if you're feeling all these aches and pains or strange symptoms that would seem inexplicable, nothing you can actually put it down to, because I can hardly say that the physical exertion that I did yesterday has caused this. But wow, the body is really feeling it, and I would say it's very much linked into this solar eclipse. I can't actually remember the Job and Nineveh story, but I feel, because of the path of that solar eclipse, that there's definitely something in that we will experience on an internal level. But the story of Job is being put through the tests, being put through the paces, staying true to self to the very end. And I feel this is what you may experience as well. It's certainly something I can feel. My hand's aching again. It's just one of those things. But it's like Lana said on a video she made last night live. Lana A LaBonte, definitely a channel worth listening to. I'll put the link in the description. It too shall pass is a saying, and I think Pamela Swan said if she had $1 for every time she's heard that. But so here's another sort of virtual dollar for you, because this too will pass. This is just a transitioning. I feel that when we go through these spiritual upgrades, this spiritual evolution, that we do feel these things physically, and the conscious mind obviously will try and rationalize it and try and explain it away. But this isn't something that can be sort of explained away to something in this external world. I feel this is more astral. This is more adjustment, realignment. And I feel this solar eclipse is very much a huge marker for that. So in the run-up to it, I'm sure that many of you will start feeling these strange symptoms, but just be kind to yourself, be gentle on yourself. Rest is best is the answer. So if you're in a position where you think, right, I feel tired, I need to have an hour's sleep or something, then do so, because it allows the body to transition into whatever, wherever this goes. I've had several questions about on where do I feel that we're going. Well, I'm going to go back to the Rudolf Steiner explanation that we had the Saturn impulse that gave us warmth, therefore the element of fire, the Sun impulse which gave us the element element of air and light, and then the moon influence gave us water, and then the earth influence gave us the solid, the material. It's spoken about going into 5D and this whole transformation, this evolution, bringing in like a fifth element. I feel that it may well be that we're transforming into a more of a crystalline structure. I seem to remember LaBonte talked about this, and maybe it's alignment, so the actual physical heart is moving more central inside us. But yeah, certainly can feel the effects on the body. So be kind to yourself and know it is nothing to be concerned about. You don't need to go for external help from a medical professional, shall we say. But just be kind to yourself. Sorry about the camera shake. Partly cold again. The sun's it's going to come out again. And yeah, know that it too will pass, and you will pass. You'll get through this. These are just tests upon us. This, like I've said before, this realm is a diagnostic zone. It's running an anti-nature program to test out nature. It is all a sort of construct, a simulation. To me, it makes sense as the best explanation. It's like, why would there be this perception of man seems to go against nature? Well, it's all to do with this testing, creation, looking for any possible flaws in it, leaving aside all the other things about AI and that, which I don't feel is your enemy either. And if you look at the external stories, just observe them, but notice when there are certain words are emphasized by a reporter, and look beyond the superficial story that is being given and penetrate those deeper levels of what is being shown. As I've said before, excuse me, humanity is being guided, but the way it's coming out can seem very twisted. I'm sure if you have the perception that every government, every organisation is part of a corrupt system, the expression is it's all an inside job. That reflects the spiritual, in which this is all an inside job that's going on inside us. I mean, this avatar, it's not quite 21, so it's to do with the coming of age. It's about 20,000, I did work it out, 20,760, I believe, if my memory serves right on the calculations. I did the calculation on 21st of January as his avatar is now 20,700 shars, which is days or turning of the stars. So it won't be 21 till, I don't know, about November time, which again ties in with so much. There's presidential elections, I believe, in the United States for a start. But there'd be big things being speculated upon around about November anyway. So that's just a little, well, I say a little update. It's now run to 14 minutes, but hopefully that has helped some of you out there. And as a reminder, if you are struggling, come talk to me. This body feels like shit at the moment, if I'm totally honest, but it's not an illness. It's not a disease. It's a process. Same as everything else that we go through, they're all experiences to overcome. So depression, anxiety, panic attacks, these are the things that I've gone through, the night sweats. And what flashback I can't remember exactly when it was now. I know I went through a phase of hardly any sleep, and it got to the stage where I was getting 4 hours sleep a night. Then that reduced to only three. And then I remember saying, you never know, I might get 4 hours sleep tonight. But it actually went the other way and I got two. So I'd had 8 hours sleep over 3 nights. And the body just feels exhausted. And it's not like you're fighting to stay awake. You just lay in bed and then after 10 minutes it feels like an hour because I don't know whether it's the mind won't switch off or at that time or what it is, but it just doesn't let you sleep and you feel absolutely exhausted. You feel very zombified going through that. So maybe some of you, I hope not, but maybe some of you are going through that end of it. But from personal experience, that too will pass as well. Same as the eclipse, same as everything in the sky, whether it be the clouds, the stars, planets, wandering stars, anything up there. Everything passes. Time passes. We're just passing through the experience of the material realm in the evolution of humanity. So keep your spirits up. If you're really struggling, do come and talk to me though. The door's always open and it's not going to cost you a fortune, and it may only take an hour just discussing things with you, giving you a different perspective, a more positive perspective on what we can readily fall into the negative perception of why is this happening to me or whatever, the victim mentality. But there is a plan, there is a purpose behind everything, and you can penetrate some of this just with the rational, with the reasoning, but that will only take you so far. It's not going to come into the intellect. The best thing you can do is not think. Just feel and experience these phenomena, whether they come to you physically or mentally, but just observe them. Don't try and analyze them and think them through. Rather, just let it happen and see what comes into the mind as pictures, because when you are creating conscious thoughts, you're creating electrical circuits which is interfering with the magnetism, basically in the same way, in the physical sense, that the lower self will try and problem solve and go out there and look for answers and things. But the answers are all within. It's not from looking externally and looking for definitive answers. You'll find the answers from the experiences that you go through. And the easiest way to do that is just to become that third party within yourself and observe your own thoughts. Don't try and stop them, just see where they go. But what will happen is it will allow these mind pictures to come through, which will give you the answers. Testimony was, again, how this... Oh, I'm getting confused. The community structure, which has lost a lot of its canvas roof at the moment. That wind can be very destructive. Anyway, this has gone on a lot longer now, actually coming up to 19 minutes, so very significant number in so much, because it reflects between the 1 and the 9, it's a transition from beginning to completion, which will then start a new beginning. So after 9 becomes 1 and 0, which is the binary system instead of 0 and 1. See, it's flipped over, because this is a realm that gives you the perception of duality. But by having that duality and by having the fourth dimension, which is time, you can cross-compare things and you can look at things. And if you can stay neutral to it and see both sides of things, you'll find the balance within the two, and you'll find the balance within oneself. I feel that's a good place to end this. So I'm going to say love to you all, and I hope this video has helped you, and I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day.